Just off the last video that I made for you guys about herniated discs, it kind of expressed how there's new science around pain and in particular herniated discs. And so I wanted to make a little flow for you guys that actually helps to reduce the brain's overall threat. One of the things that you can do is actually just skin stimulation is really good. The way that the brain feeds is, so you can do this with me by the way, the way that the brain feeds is from the sensory cortex into the motor cortex. So before you do any kind of movement, you want to kind of wake up the sensory cortex a little bit. I can't rub here because of the mic, but you can. And you're rubbing around your ribs and your belly, your back, around your glutes. I want us to rub down the front of the legs and up the back. But if flexion lifts up your symptoms, I want you to be really precise about keeping the arch in your back. If you can't reach all the way down to the toes, that's fine. You can always just go as low as you want. And then you're going to keep this sort of tailbone tilted position. Cross one foot over the knee and rub the sole of your foot. And then do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to go back to the first foot and you're actually going to wiggle your toes around. Each little toe is going to get some stimulation. And on the other side, just make sure your back isn't curving round into a C shape. Keep that nice long tailbone reaching back, chest up. Okay, brilliant. Once you've done a bit of skin stimulation, we're going to do a twist with a sort of floppy energy in the head spinning around and the arms crossing over the body. And while you do this, I want you to relax your belly as you take a big breath in, and then just gently engage it as you breathe out. We're going to do 2 more of those. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Good job, guys. Now, I want us to start upregulating different parts of the brain that if they are a bit sleepy or they haven't been stimulated for a long time, this can also increase your threat levels in your brain. One of them is the inner ear called the vestibular system, and it's a very easy way of waking it up. Place your feet either very, very close together, or if you're a super badass with balance, you can also stand in tandem, one foot in front of the other. But I would recommend if you have got a herniated disc and you are in pain, make your life easier by bringing your feet next to each other and just having them as close as you can manage. The head is going to go into 6 different positions, turning right, left, up, down, and then a tilt side to side. Those are the 6 positions. We're going to do these 6 positions with our eyes closed, holding each position for 10 counts. So close your eyes, turn to the right sharp, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back to the front, now go left. 1. And remember that you're relaxed as you're breathing. Bring your head back to the front. This time, eyes still closed, head goes up sharp. And if you might feel little twitches and little wobbles, that's normal. This is helping your vestibular system. Come back to neutral. This time, the head goes down with a sharp tilt. And as the vestibular system wakes up, so too does the brain, and your threat levels improve. Bring your head back to neutral. Right ear is going to tilt towards the right shoulder, and again, it's a sharp movement to get started. And then we hold it there, observing the little wobbles that the body makes. Bring it back to neutral, and then the last one to the left. So I know this seems like a very, very strange thing to do, but it really does help your brain wake up. Bring your head back to neutral, open your eyes, take a relaxed stance. The other part of your brain that needs a little bit of waking up, if you've got pain, is also the eyes. Now, there are lots of different vision drills, and these obviously might not work for you. So see how you feel. But basically, we just want to make sure that the eyes are not always fixed and looking straight at arm's distance, aka our phones or our laptops. So I want you to take your thumbs and bring them together down just below your navel. And I want you to look at your thumbs without moving your head down. So your head is level, just your eyes are down, so that your thumbs are on the edge of your visual field. Now, I want you to start moving one of your thumbs out to the side. Your eyes are tracing that thumb around the edge of your visual field all the way up, and then you're going to trace that thumb all the way around back to where you started. Now take the other one out to the side and up, and then again out to the side and down. And we're going to do this 3 more times. Remember your relaxed belly on the inhale so that you get that diaphragmatic excursion. And then see if you can lengthen your out breath to about twice as long than what your in breath took. This actually helps to mobilize your vagus nerve, and that gets you to switch into the rest and repair part of your nervous system, and this is excellent for pain levels. And we're going to do 1 more half circle on each of the thumbs. Just waking up our eyes. Awesomeness. And we're going to do 1 more vision drill, which looks really funny, but it's so good. Your thumb is out in front of you, and again, you're going to look at it, and you're going to slowly bring it into your nose. And just before the thumb splits in 2, you're going to hover the thumb there, and then you're going to lift your gaze up to something in the distance, back to your thumb. Slowly move the thumb back away from your face. Then lift the eyes again, look at something in the distance, and back to your thumb. And we're going to keep repeating this again with that slow diaphragmatic breathing. Now, when I say slow breathing, it doesn't mean taking big breaths, not at all. It just means slowing down a small breath. And you just keep shifting your gaze. Distance, thumb, nearer to you, distance, thumb. We're going to do 1 more round of these. Awesome, guys. Okay, shake it out. Remember, our body tends to, not always, but if you do get herniated disc pain, often the body doesn't want to be in a certain position. Now, for some people, it can be back bends. In that instance, you want to work more into flexion. But for most herniated disc people, they don't like being in flexion. They prefer extension. So let's do a little bit of extension work together. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Grow tall out of your body, but still have that relaxed inhale, letting the belly expand. And then on the exhale, a little bit of engagement just to do an extension into your upper back, and then back to neutral. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, we engage. Lift up out of your pelvis and do a little back bend, maybe squeezy bum as well. Actually, not maybe, definitely. 1 more breath, inhale. And then engage as we lengthen and extend back. Good. Now, if you feel up to it, what we're going to do is go into the extension, and we're actually going to do a little bit of thoracic mobilization. This means the lower half of the body is still and strong, but the upper half is just going to go backwards and forwards, almost as if one hand is pressing you forward into your chest, another hand is on your back, and you're rounding into it, and you just alternate between the two. We're going to actually keep our arms down for this one, but the same concept applies. Inhale with a belly that expands. Exhale with a little bit of engagement as you lengthen up, and then take that extension and just feel that your ribs are now going forward and back. And this we call anterior posterior mobilizations. Very fancy word for just saying we're moving a part of your body that tends to be quite stiff. Now, of course, if anything I do with you makes your symptoms worse or you get a pain response, that just means it's not right for you. That's all good, guys. All you need to do is skip past it or modify it. Nice. We're going to do 1 more of these. Good job. We're also going to go side to side. So we're still in the thoracic spine and we're still moving it on its own. But now we're going to put our arms flat out to the side like you've got wings, and you're going to reach from the fingertips out to the side. Good. And you're trying to focus that the movement is coming from the upper back. That's the reason your fingertips get to reach further out. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. Very, very good. Now, taking your hands onto your hips, bring your right knee gently up to your chest, taking care not to let the tailbone round. And then as you extend the leg back, you're going to end up in a warrior 3. And I want you to do the same thing we've been working. The upper back is going to arch up. The back leg is going to get strong from your glute as it lifts. And we're going to think about doing those thoracic mobilizations forward and back. Good. Bring that knee into your chest again. Place it down. Let's change to the other side. Whoop. Left knee up. Not too high. Spine stays neutral. Extend it back. Here we go, slightly out of neutral with a little back bend into the upper back. Nice strong booty lifting up that left leg. And again, we're gonna go forward and back with our ribs. And that slow exhale, remember, it's really good for your pain levels. Beautifully done. Bring that knee into your chest, place it down, switching to the other side. Right knee to chest, extend it back, lift the leg and the body up, and then you're gonna place the leg behind you, keeping that bit of extension in your spine. We're gonna go down and up in our lunges for 10. The reason why I put these in is because I really want you guys to have strong legs, particularly strong glutes, because that actually helps to give your body more support. We got 2 more to go. Good work. Now here, be careful as you go forwards. You don't want to collapse. Lift the back leg up, knee to chest, place it down. Get tall, extend the leg, little back bend. Place the ball of the foot down behind you and go down and up again for 10. Eight, 9, and 10. Awesome. Remember again, coming forwards, we want to be mindful of our body shape. Bring the knee up to the chest and place it down. Awesome. So now we're going to look at our pelvis. So I want you to kind of have relaxed legs. There's a little bend in the knees. Imagine a rod that pierces from this big bone on the side of your hip called the greater trochanter through your tailbone and out the other side. And what I want you to do is actually keep your lower back as still as possible. And we're just going to do a little tuck of the tailbone and then an arch of the tailbone. So we're going just where the sacrum is into a little movement just to wake up this part of your body so that you don't get afraid of doing flexion. A little bit of flexion is okay, a little bit of movement awareness is okay, but you're doing it very, very tiny so that you can actually feel the full spectrum of the movement. You've got nice engaged muscles to make the movement smooth. But if you do feel a little bit of jerkiness through the movement, that's quite normal. I'm quite jerky in this movement because I'm very wonky as a hypermobile person. So when I do something very much through the center, it's a new pathway. And so the brain goes, whoa, what is this? And so it does feel shaky. Just do your best with it. The more you do it, the smoother it'll become. Okay, just like before, we did forward and back. This time we're also going to do side to side with a hip. It's a bit of a salsa move. When you do this one, if it does feel a bit wonky, please don't worry. Everyone finds this one a bit weird at first. Let's bend the right knee together, and I want you to lift the left hip up. So it's like you're kind of sitting in that hip, and then I just want you to go side to side with it. So if the left knee is bent, the right hip is up, and then you're going again side to change, and side. Now, the movement can be like very heavy and very floppy, or you can sort of control the movement as you go through it. Nice, guys. Now, I'm going to add in a little bit of coordination. If it's too much, we can always leave one or the other out. We're going to keep the legs moving, and we're actually going to make figure of eights with the wrist. Now, if a figure of eight feels like it's too much, just do a wrist circle. Make the movement that you're doing as big as possible. The idea is that we're stimulating the cerebellum now by making you work in a more coordinated fashion. And we're going to reverse the shape of the hands. So if it's a circle or an eight that you're doing is all good. Make the movement as big as possible. The idea of adding in the hands is your hands cover such a huge area in your brain. The more we can light it up and get it working more effectively, overall the levels of threat in the body goes down. Great stuff, team. Okay, last thing, we're actually going to go into a relaxation. So be mindful about how you come onto your back. Take care of your body shape. You're going to have a little lie down, and we're going to do a breathing exercise that helps pain. It's called box breathing, and we're gonna breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. Now, you guys are gonna stay where you are. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. We're gonna make sure that we do this box breathing 3 times, but if you're loving it, pause me and keep going. Right, ready? Breathe out all the way, and then breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Hold your breath. Second round. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Third and final round with an inhale. Hold your breath. And exhale. Hold your breath. Guys, if you want to keep going with this, I highly encourage you to the same rhythm or even slower if you can. Thank you so much if you were on this video with me. It's been such a pleasure always helping you guys that have herniated discs. Let me know how all of these little exercises helped you in the comments box down below. Big kiss.